Good morning. My name is Rebecca Haggerty, and I am your worship associate today. Our theme this month is imagination. And for today's service, it is spiritual discernment as we move into our search for a settled minister. How should we approach this? Arthur Brooks, author of the series How to Build a Life in The Atlantic magazine, says a small startup might ask these questions about a new opportunity. Is it sustainable? Is it scalable? Is it a good investment? For himself, Brooks uses different criteria when deciding whether to embark on a new creative endeavor. Does it glorify the divine? He is a practicing Catholic. Does it uplift others? And is it interesting to me? When I was younger, there was a trend among a certain crowd of wearing embroidered bracelets with the letters WWJD, what would Jesus do? And one of my colleagues this week suggested that we use the abbreviation WWJFD, what would Jane Fonda do? In honor of her role as the commencement speaker at our ceremony. So on Friday, Jane Fonda spoke to the 1,200 graduates at the Annenberg School for Communication and Journalism, their friends and families, and faculty and staff, and yes, we read out all of the names. Her advice was to practice self-care and build community because we are going to need it in the face of grave dangers to our democracy, our constitutional right to peaceful protest, and the ongoing environmental threat to the planet. So that's also good advice from Jane Fonda. So what should UUs do? Well, when I think about this, I come back to the idea that love is the doctrine of this church. And I offer these suggestions: that we center love, that we be in community, and that we try to enjoy this process, even when it's challenging. We are UUs because we imagine a better world, and we work together to build it. Come, let us worship together.
Good morning. Namaste. The luminous radiance within me honors the luminous radiance within you. And salam alaikum. We invoke and offer serenity to each other this morning. Welcome to this morning's service on spiritual discernment, which is also going to include formally welcoming our new congregational administrator and the newest members of our community with our new member ceremony. That means, and I know I'm going to hear complaints all week, but I've had to write a shorter sermon in order to make time for all of the festivities today and our special meeting of the congregation, which will be happening after the service. I'm the Reverend Jeremiah Lal Shabazz Calendé, and I serve this beautiful community as its developmental minister. And I'm joined this morning on the chancel by Worship Associate Rebecca Haggerty, Director of Multi-Generational Religious Education, Jessica Tenhave Place, Director of Music, Sonder Choi, Choral Section Leaders, Kian Haydari, Olivia Salazar, David Eric Peterson, Becca Tomasco, and of course, accompanist Ryan Humphrey. A special thank you to Pam and Liz, Rima, Esther, Aubrey, and Mia for all of their work behind the scenes to make sure our services are so polished and accessible to members and friends of the community who join us each week online. We appreciate you, and we appreciate all of those of you who are joining us virtually this morning. The Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Santa Monica is a contemporary congregation with roots deep in the centuries-old traditions of Unitarian Universalism. If you are transgender, intersex, asexual, queer, gay, bisexual, lesbian, questioning, or an ally, you belong here. If you are Black, Indigenous, a person of color, or white, you belong here. Disabled or temporarily able-bodied, you belong here. Young, middle-aged, or spicy, as Rabbi Geller called the elders among us, you belong here. Neurodiverse or neurotypical, you belong here. Atheist, agnostic, humanist, Buddhist, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Wiccan, spiritual but not religious, seeker, wanderer, or none of the above. But you want to fan the flames of love at your heart and in your life. You belong here. Now, if this is your first time joining us, or if you're still new to our congregation, we bid you a special welcome and hope you will join us for our abridged coffee hour following the service before our special meeting of the congregation. Take some time to mingle and meet folks, and also sign up for our weekly e-newsletter that comes out on Thursdays and has a variety of the different activities and groups and committees meeting and all the great things happening during the week. Now, as we begin, we like to acknowledge that we gather upon the sacred lands near the life-giving waters and beneath the beautiful sky of indigenous people. This is the traditional home of the Tongva, the Gabrielino, the Keys, the Fernandino, the Tatvaviam, the Ventureno, and the Chumash tribes. We remember the painful history of these lands and continue our commitments to justice and sovereignty for indigenous people. I light our flaming chalice this morning with Created in the Image of Love by Karishma Gottfried. Each of us was created in the image of love. Wherever we come from, wherever we are going, whoever we are, whomever we love, we proclaim with love on our side, our bodies are sacred, our minds are blessed, our spirits are beloved. May we be open to receive more love, always more love. May it be so. Now let us rise in body or spirit and sing our opening hymn, number 1000 in the Teal hymnal, Morning Has Come. And then please remain standing for our covenant and hymn of praise.
Morning has come, arise and greet the day.
Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, thus do we covenant with each other. El amor es la enseñanza de esta iglesia. Buscar la verdad es su sacramento y el servicio es la oración. Vivir juntos en paz, buscar el conocimiento en la libertad, servir a la humanidad. Así es como convenimos unos a otros.
We are excited and grateful to have our new congregational administrator, Alfie Wilkerson, with us this morning. He's going to be with us for part of the service, and then he's going to be working behind the scenes to help coordinate our special meeting of the congregation. Alfie was hired in the beginning of March following the retirement of our beloved long-term administrator, Narit Gordon. He was training here with her for a while and is now settling into his new role, and there's still much to learn, and I'm sure he appreciates your caring support. I'd like to thank our interviewing team who helped to bring Alfie to our community, President Eileen McCormick, Vice President Vilma Ortiz, Treasurer Rebecca Crawford, former church administrator Narit Gordon, and our personnel committee members Dan Nanini and Gar Allen. Thank you all. Alfie is a Northern California native, and I appreciate that. But a SoCal local, also appreciate that, for over a decade now, and they have a deep affinity for the culture, opportunities, and social interplay that the LA lifestyle offers. Alfie joins our congregation after a rewarding experience sharpening his skills at a lighting design house and before that a salon studio group. He has a love of melding administration and connecting with others. This is their first time working for a congregation, but this is another one of those unique moments that has made moving to LA worthwhile for them. He looks forward to meeting our members today. Now, Alfie's portfolio at the congregation includes managing the day-to-day operations of the office, finance and administration, communications and administrative support, facilities management, and supervising our office staff and sextons. Alfie is a graduate of the University of Wisconsin at Madison, where he studied cultural anthropology and has received a number of awards for his management and leadership skills, and he brings a relational grounding and inspirational spirit that's already serving our congregation well. And though we will be very busy with the congregational meeting, I hope that you take a chance today or in the weeks ahead to introduce yourself and warmly welcome him to our community. Welcome, Alfie.
Thank you. Very, very short. I'm really excited to be here, and this is a great opportunity to actually see the members in person. A lot of the names are familiar to me now, so it's really nice to be able to put a face to a name, and I'm just really excited about being able to continue to help you guys and be of service. And this is a really amazing congregation, and this is really exciting for me. So I'm really looking forward to the future. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Jessica Tenhave Place, and if you haven't met me, I'm the Director of Multi-Generational Religious Education here in our community. And right now I'd like to invite forward any kids who are with us to come help Miss Sophia collect donations for the Westside Food Bank. So if you have a food donation that you've brought, please raise your hand, and one of our helpers will come get you. Alex is ready. Alex has been ready. Thanks for helping, Alex. So we partner with the Westside Food Bank to help those facing food insecurity in our community. And we love to encourage our children to be a part of all of the acts of service that our church is involved with as they learn that this is our form of prayer here. Yeah, you can just put it in the box. That's perfect. Thank you, Calvin. And so as we finish up with bringing forward our donations, thank you so much for what everyone has brought. I'll go down to the steps to meet any kids who are with us who would like to join for our time for all ages. Good job, everyone. Looks like Harrison's got some peanut butter. Thank you, Harrison. You want to come join me on the steps, Holly? Good job. Hi, good to see ya. How are you doing? Do you want to come sit next to me? Thank you. Oh, good. Now I'm not lonely anymore. Got some of my friends up here. Good to see you guys. So, and Alex will come join us in a minute. So today we're going to be talking in the service about discernment, which is kind of a big word. Discernment is a kind of careful contemplation or like a deep thought that we use when we need to make a really important decision. I wonder if anyone can think of what's an example of a big important decision you might need to make in your life? Oh, yeah, shout it out from the congregation if anyone can think of one. What do we think? Big decisions. Choosing a new minister, perfect example. Someone might have read where my notes are going. What are some other big decisions I can think of when I was deciding which college to go to, or when someone decides a new job that they want to have? What about when you decide who you want to marry or what roommates you're gonna live with? We face lots of different decisions in our life that can be really important. And when I hear that word discernment, a verse from the New Testament, so from the Christian scriptures, it pops into my head. And I think it's really good advice for discernment, for when we have a big important decision to make. So writing to some of his friends who needed advice about finding the truth, this guy, Paul, about 2,000 years ago, said, "Don't extinguish inspiration or discount radical ideas, but examine everything and hold on to the truth." So examine everything and hold on to the truth. And that makes me think of like what a scientist does or what a journalist does, that they can't just take things at their word or what it looks like on the surface, but you have to examine things from all sides. It's like, because I imagine, like go back to 100 or so years ago and somebody said, maybe there's these little tiny invisible creatures called germs that are making people sick. Somebody might think, that sounds crazy. Tiny little, no, that can't be true. But scientists who did their job, they examined that idea from all sides. And thanks to them, we have lots of way better ways to protect ourselves from getting sick. And so I think it's the same for us, that when we have a big important decision to make, like choosing a new minister for our congregation, we need to look at things from every angle. And that's where the importance of community comes in, right? Because I can only see things from my own perspective. I can try to think from all angles, but when we come together as a community, I can get Harrison's perspective or Calvin's perspective or Holly's perspective. And they see things differently from me because of all the different experiences they've had. So we're so lucky to get to work together as a team, to have discernment together and make these important decisions. So let's remember that. Don't extinguish inspiration or discount radical ideas, but examine everything and hold on to what is true. So we're going to head out to the cottage and talk more about that today. All right.
Now we will do the song of blessing.
Good morning. Our first announcement is to please silence your cell phones. Our next announcement is our Dining for Dollars auction opens today at noon. So there are all kinds of great items. Please check it out. You can see this should work if you point your camera up there. And we have all kinds of really wonderful items. Next Sunday, we'll have a Women Plus community gathering from 12:30 to 2. Next Saturday, on May 24th, the Science Nonfiction Book Group is meeting at 10:30 a.m. to discuss Fossil Men, The Quest for the Oldest Skeleton and the Origins of Humankind by Kermit Pattison in Forbes Hall. And today, after the service, the Animal Ministry Group will be collecting donations. We also have our Children and Youth RE. Just a reminder that registration is open for the Peace Camp, July 7th through the 11th. And yes, you can also, there's a QR code to register for that. There's a field trip today after the service. It starts at 1 because there's also childcare after the service for those who are staying. Because today we are having a special congregational meeting after worship starting at noon for the purpose of seating a ministerial search committee. So this is a really important step, and we hope that you are able to join us. We have so many things going on. Please be sure to check the announcements for the order of service for more. And it's now time to greet your neighbor. Or just about. So before doing so, please remember to listen for Ryan's piano cue to return to worship, which we will then follow with music for the morning. Oops, sorry, we have one more. Oh my gosh. First, we have a special announcement, though, about the choir.
Hi, my name's Janet Goodwin, and I'm a member of the choir. And I just wanted to put in a quick plug for the Dining for Dollars choir events. The very first event on the calendar is our choir event, which is 2 weeks from today, June 1st, Sunday at 5 p.m. And as you can see, we'll be singing songs from well-known songs from movies. This is not a karaoke event like we have done recently in the past. Not that we won't do it again, but we're mixing it up a little bit. But we will provide lyrics for some of the songs that we're doing so that everyone can sing along with us. Admission is fixed price, and you can pay at the door. But if you sign up in advance, you get a discount. You can also bid on solos by our wonderful music professionals, including the ever-popular kazoo band. we look forward to seeing you there. Find me at the Dining for Dollars table, which will be here after the service in Forbes if you have any questions. Thank you. We really look forward to seeing everybody there. Thank you.
Now let's take a few moments to greet our neighbors. Hear ye, hear ye. I'd like to invite Congregational President Eileen McCormick and Membership Committee members Gretchen Getz and Ann Bridgens to join me on the chancel to co-lead our new member ceremony.
Oh, yes. My turn. I would like to invite our new members to join us on the chancel here. So I'm just going to read the list of names. Cheryl Armand, Steve Chin, and you guys can just line up. Jeremiah can guide you there. Jean Black, Kaisa Christie, Thomas Eidson, Mike Manna, Carrie Manna, Betsy Rowe, Bud Rowe, Alice Steck, and Cole Spittler. We could move, do we move that over there? Where they're, yeah. Okay.
We're going to need a bigger chancel. I'll save that task for your settled minister. Well, this is exciting. Welcome. We are so glad that you're becoming members of this historic community, and we're honored to be with you in this new way on the journey of life. When you join a Unitarian Universalist congregation, you are joining with the ancestors of the tradition who advanced the light of liberal religion in our world. And you are claiming your own agency to make a difference supported by so many kindred spirits. Being a Unitarian Universalist also means that you've made the choice to place a liberating love at the center of your life and to join with others who have done the same, to live out our liberal religious values and to help transform our world.
I would like to introduce all our new members with bios they have written. So to the new members, after your bio is read, you can sign the member book. Maybe we want to bring it someplace where they can get to it a little easier. Okay, so when I read your bio, maybe you can raise your hand or step forward, whatever you would like to do. So the first person is Cheryl Armand. Cheryl was born and raised in Los Angeles without any form of religion. After a few years of traveling around the world, she lived in Panama, where she had her first child. She spent 6 years in grad school at Harvard and then moved to Santa Monica. She worked as a university professor for over 30 years. Her teaching and research area is moral reasoning and moral development. In retirement, she is exploring photography and painting, recently creating politically related critique pieces. Cheryl now has 3 grown children who live nearby. So welcome, Cheryl. And her husband, Steve Chin, was born in Bakersfield and raised on a small family farm, also without religion. He then attended UC San Diego and UCLA. He worked at several jobs until choosing a career. He found a good match for his interests and skills working with large computer systems, from which he retired after 35 years. He has a beautiful daughter, Catherine, who lives nearby, and he's now learning about becoming a Buddhist. Steve and Cheryl met in 2007 and have been together in Santa Monica ever since. So welcome to Steve. Jean Black. Jean joined UUSM, the UUSM choir last fall and unexpectedly discovered that she had found her people. She is a lifelong choral singer who has sung with groups ranging from the Cleveland Orchestra to the Mit Gesang Yiddish Chorus. Originally from the East Coast, Jean moved to Los Angeles 27 years ago to have a late career PhD in health policy and management. After retiring in 2021, she surprised herself by becoming a community activist in Culver City, where she lives with her rescue pit bull, Luna. Welcome to Jean. And Kaisa Christie. Kaisa grew up in Connecticut, came of age at the Unitarian Society of Hartford. She lives in Culver City with her wife, Lauren, and their daughter, Harrison. She works at the VA as a psychologist. She is happiest when planning and going on trips, near or far, and also loves coffee, bread, and women's soccer. Welcome, Kaisha. Okay, Thomas Eidson. Thomas was born in Thomastown, Georgia, and went to college at Georgia Tech in aerospace engineering, followed by graduate school at Princeton and at University of Michigan in mechanical engineering. He has worked in experimental research and computational science at a number of national labs, universities, and companies. He has 2 children, 2 grandchildren, and is interested in biking, gardening, tournament bridge. He found the UU Church 8 years ago in Jacksonville and then Charlotte before moving here to Los Angeles to Sherman Oaks. We're glad you're here, Thomas. Okay, right over there. And Anne Bridgens is going to introduce the rest of the new
But wait,
members.
there's more. Carrie Manow. Carrie says she's sort of a recycled UU. She started with the Burbank Fellowship, moved to Neighborhood Church, and then, looking for community in the Venice, Santa Monica area, found UUSM with the help of a couple of friends who are members. She enjoys reading, learning, meeting new people, and needlepoint. And she is happy to be a new member here helping with UU the Vote. Welcome, Carrie. And now Carrie's husband, Mike Manow. Thank you. Mike was born in Santa Monica and lived in Venice for the last 40 years. He's a retired aerospace technician and a 31-year member at the Ocean View Farms Community Garden. He enjoys live music, reading, gardening, and vintage motorcycles. He experimented with meditation and Buddhism in the 60s. He's 80 years old and has Parkinson's, and he has been looking for community and is happy he and his wife found UUSM. Betsy Rowe. Betsy is a birthright UU. She earned a PhD in biochemistry from Duke and has had a successful career in scientific and medical research, pharmaceutical development, and writing. She is the author of Sailing Downwind, a book of verse and stories centering on family and the science of wonder of the world around us. She's also a sailor, painter, sculptor, pilot, horsewoman, and avid reader. She and her husband, Bud Rowe, live in Shawnee, Kansas, and in Santa Monica to be near their 2 sons and 5 grandchildren. Welcome. Time for husband, Bud Rowe. Bud was reared in the mountains of North Carolina. He was an undergrad and medical student at Duke. He trained at Johns Hopkins and served as a research associate at the National Institute of Health. He taught at University of Kansas Medical School and founded the Mid-America Neuroscience Institute. He formerly flew to rural clinics in the Midwest, which he described in his writings. He serves as CEO of Vero Pharmaceuticals, and his collection of poems is titled Sea Creatures. He is married to Betsy Rowe, and they have 2 sons who are writers in Los Angeles. Welcome. Okay, Alice, it's your turn. Alice Stack was introduced to UU at her mother's Unitarian Fellowship in Northern California more than 5 decades ago. But after a few years, she moved to Amsterdam for university medical school and only recently became involved again. She's lived in Venice for 28 years, engaging in various local, regional, and global leftist efforts. For the past 32 years, she's been working at USC School of Medicine and LA County Medical Center as an OBGYN, specializing in maternal fetal medicine and as an HIV specialist. Alice's main academic research and clinical focus is HIV in pregnancy and in women, a field she still finds very exciting and rewarding. Welcome.
Yeah. Okay, and one late-breaking person, new member, Cole Spittler, who somehow our communication didn't make it to each other, but that's okay. We have a little bitty bio just from our little bitty discussion this morning, and we're so glad he's here. So, Cole was a teacher of Spanish in La Cañada. He was born a Roman Catholic, but in his 20s found Unitarian Universalism. And I think there was one.
I'm sorry. I love dogs.
And Cole loves dogs. So a big hand for all our new members who you can... And you can greet them in Forbes Hall over cake later.
Thank you, Jeremiah. All right. I'm Eileen McCormack. I'm the Congregational President here at UUSM. And this is one of my favorite things I get to do. To the new members, on behalf of the entire UUSM congregation and board, I want to welcome you to membership and express our joy that you have made the decision to officially join us. Together, we form a community that, oh goodness, what do? We form a community that covenants to support one another in the search for truth and meaning. We strive to act with love in our relations with one another and with all people. We strive to work for peace and justice in the world. These are acts of hope, service, and commitment. We welcome you wholeheartedly and eagerly anticipate the new experiences and perspectives you bring. Are you ready to join us in creating our beloved community? If so, please say, "We are." We are. All right, to the congregation. Will you welcome these people and show them the power of this place? Will you work together with them, inciting with love as we strive for peace and justice? Will you offer them care and comfort as they join us on our journey toward building a loving community and a better world? If so, please say, "We will." We will. There we go. Back to Gretchen. We lost Gretchen. There's
Okay. On behalf of the membership committee, oh, this is so nice and lower. We have a gift bag for you all. The gifts include a welcome book, which a history of Unitarian Universalism that has been, of how Unitarian Universalism has been spreading love and justice for 500 years. We hope it provides not only inspiration, but can help you to explain to family members and friends about the church you joined today. There is also a chalice and a candle to help brighten the path before you. You've become full partners in working with us to bring more love and more justice to the world. Our community is now more with you in it. And before we close, I just would like to welcome a couple new members who were not able to participate in the ceremony. They are Cynthia Littleton and Nashua Menya.
Tall, short, in between, you belong here. May you receive this day as a blessing on your life's journey, and may we be blessed by your presence among us in the days, weeks, and years that follow. There will be cake and coffee in Forbes Hall following the service, briefly before we move into our special meeting. And I want to offer a thank you to our membership committee for all of the work that you've done to make today possible. We are all grateful. Thank you all, and welcome.
Can I invite all the new members to grab their bag on the front pew there?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sonder Choi. I'm the Director of Music here at UUSM. Our music for the morning is Draw the Circle Wide by Mark Miller, as we welcome our new members. Draw the Circle Wide by Mark Miller.
Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. No one stands alone, we'll stand side by side. Draw the circle wide.
We open the time in our service that is dedicated to the spiritual exercises of centering, mindfulness, prayerfulness, meditation, and acknowledging the silent longings of our hearts. We offer these practices each week as reminders that they are available to you throughout the week and may be fortifying and renewing practices in a world that can be depleting. May these always serve as a reminder that moments of meditation or prayer or awareness-filled breath are always available to us. So let us fill our breathing with radiant awareness, arriving more present in our bodies to these moments and to each other, because they are all sacred. Let us breathe and acknowledge the distress and suffering in our lives, not turning away, but also not allowing ourselves to be wholly consumed. Our breath reminds us that there is a time to breathe in, and there is a time to release our breath. Let us breathe and acknowledge the love and compassion in our lives, remembering these two abound in uncountable measure. Our breath reminds us life is a both and of distress and suffering, and our summons to love and compassion. Let us breathe and acknowledge the distress and suffering in the world, not turning away, but also not allowing ourselves to be wholly consumed. Our breath reminds us there is a time to breathe in and remember, and there is a time to release our breath. Let us breathe and acknowledge the love and compassion in the world, remembering these two abound in uncountable measure. Our breath again reminds us life is a both and of distress and suffering and grief, and our summons to love and caring and compassion. Let us breathe mindfully, gently, present to our lives and present to the world, breathing with radiant awareness, present in our bodies to these moments and to each other. We have one sorrow to share this morning. Sarah Robeson's mother, Lois Robeson, experienced a stroke and is currently in the ICU at St. John's. Let's wrap her in the protective and healing energies of this community as we hold her and Sarah and all those who love and care for her in the light of our beloved community. Oh my, I misunderstood that. I just learned that it was Sarah, not her mother, who had the stroke. So let us hold Sarah and all those who know and love her in those protective and healing energies this morning. Our mindfulness prayer is, "May We Be the Blessings" by Rebecca Savage. Please join me in the spirit of prayer and meditation. Spirit of life, eternal beloved of mystery and grace, receive our prayer. We come before that which is greater than ourselves in gratitude for the fullness of our lives, for the anguish and grief that inform our mission to side with love again and again, for the suffering and disenfranchisement of our people that foment our passion for justice and wholeness, for complex lives, for hard lives, for real, full, and overwhelmed lives. We give thanks for the blessings we have been given, the reassurance of community, the steady warmth of hope, the unfavoring faith that there will be better days. We give thanks and we seek grace. Spirit of love, come alongside with all the holy nudges that we need. so that we may live in such a way that we celebrate all of the blessings we have been given, so we may be those blessings in the world. Let us meditate together now in the silence. Are you listening for your calling? That which summons you to rise from the mundane and meet life in all of its intensity and beauty. It sometimes comes as an intuition, a whisper, a conversation, a longing of the soul that awaits fulfillment. Often it does not come as words, but through the ineffable and sublime dimensions of our lives. Ministers spend all of their lives fine-tuning their abilities to attune to their spiritual callings, and then working to bring their whole beings into alignment with that summons. People of all kinds and of other professions and other ways of being also have callings, which invite them into the mysterious unfolding of their lives. Gathered through common intention and with historical grounding, religious congregations also have callings to respond to the heartbreaking pains and overwhelming joys, the transcending wonders and the great questions of life. Listening for our callings, deciphering their meanings, and then following them with one careful step after another, or one ambitious leap, or the gradual movement in their direction is all the work of spiritual discernment. We find ourselves not at the destination, but ever on the journey. The journey is home after all. We follow the paths of those who came before us and led the way with courage and sensitivity and authenticity, and left wakes to guide us as we listen. We humbly follow the traces of all that has come before us as we wait for the unique invitation that life has sent to us and may send to us again and again. The invitation that has our name on it and is extended lovingly as an invitation to have life as the scriptures declare and have it abundantly. Now, ministers hear a spiritual calling to the service of religious leadership, and congregations confirm and help to give shape to that beckoning from beyond the ordinary dimensions of life. Discerning and following that calling is a long and challenging path, rich with many blessings, obstacles, and opportunities. Unitarian Universalist ministers are among the most rigorously educated, prepared, evaluated, and credentialed of professional clergy of any tradition. What begins as a spiritual summons blossoms into years of intensive graduate theological study, reflection, and action, extensive clinical and field practice, collegial learning, and the practical experience that follows. Unitarian Universalist ministers typically have to complete around 9 years of full-time post-secondary education, including professional study of the arts of ministry, which prepare one for the offices of pastor, chaplain, preacher, scholar, historian, educator, facilitator, theologian, liturgist, and artist. Beyond the rigors of the classroom, all Unitarian Universalist ministers have to complete a clinical internship or residency in spiritual care in a hospital, a year-long parish internship under the experience of a senior minister, and pass through more field examinations by professors, senior colleagues, committees, and communities than one can even begin to imagine. After they've completed all of this, then they may be ordained with preliminary credentials in our Unitarian Universalist tradition, and they only become tenured after years of working in the field and being further evaluated until they receive full fellowship, what we call tenure in our religious tradition. Now, having gone through all of this, I am unaware of anything that quite compares to it. And I'm also cognizant that the vast majority of those who receive a spiritual calling to the ministry do not end up completing that process for a variety of reasons. Spiritual discernment plays a role throughout this path as it guides its dynamic unfolding. Once one completes this intense spiritual, emotional, intellectual, financial, and physical journey, I assure you it is physically exhausting. They can be eligible to be called by one of our congregations to serve as their minister. Now, congregations are communities of spiritual discernment. We help people to lead the best lives they are able through providing spaces for spiritual inspiration, growth, and renewal, the wisdom inherent in diverse communities of people, and in grounding in liberal religious context, history, and tradition. We also discern together how best to move forward in the world as a congregation with a mission to make a difference in the lives of those gathered in our community and the lives of those in our larger world. When aspiring ministers come to our congregations as interns, we help to affirm and clarify their callings through the collective experience of the congregation and its many members and friends. One of the greatest acts of spiritual discernment a congregation in our tradition can engage with is the process of searching for and then hopefully calling a settled minister to help write the next chapter of the congregation's story. In developmental ministry, we've been working towards this goal to ensure the greatest chances of success and flourishing with your next settled minister through realizing some 25 goals we've worked on together for many years now. The next congregational year will be a transitional year to complete the last of the developmental tasks, continue to practice all that we've been learning along the way, to say our goodbyes, and to prepare and celebrate for the arrival of your next minister. Our spiritual discernment process began when members of our leadership development and nominating committee, the board of directors, and our membership leaders began calling each of you, all of our members, to set up meetings to intentionally discern who each member thought would be best suited to serve on our ministerial search committee. The leadership development and nominating committee And these other leaders listened to what everyone in the community thought. And then they named 7 candidates that they believed would best serve in this year-long role of spiritual discernment. Today, members of the congregation will have the ability at the special meeting of the congregation following the service to elect, or not, these members to lead this process for the next year. It's an incredibly strong, knowledgeable, insightful, caring, and compassionate group of leaders. If elected, this group of leaders will spend the next year working on behalf of the congregation to assess needs and opportunities of the community, develop our congregational profile to provide to prospective candidates with insights into the community, the work we've completed, and that which remains. And then they will interview candidates and make a recommendation to the congregation for the office of settled minister. This will be a year of intensive learning, getting input, building consensus, and then entering the future filled with hope and great expectations. So let's enter the coming church year of spiritual discernment, listening to those summons of our spirits, trusting in the profound wisdom of community, and celebrating the possibilities of the soon-to-be dawning future. May the great spirit of life and love and the radiance within each and all bless this congregation abundantly in this year of spiritual discernment. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be.
Your offering today goes to support the work of many groups in the church, including the Animal Ministry, Youth and RE, and Lunches for Bunches. In addition, half of our Sunday offering this month goes to Homeboy Industries. Homeboy has been in existence since 1988 and has grown into the largest gang intervention, rehab, and re-entry program for incarcerated people in the world. It offers services like 18-month employment and re-entry program, tattoo removal, and substance abuse resources. We invite you to contribute in whatever way feels right for you. All the different ways to give are displayed on the slide behind me, and all ways of support are gratefully received. Cash and checks can be placed in the offertory bags that will be passed around shortly. Thank you so much for all that you give, monetarily and also through your time, your care, and your commitment to the church and our community. The ushers are invited to come forward, and your offering will now be gratefully received.
Please rise in body or in spirit for our closing hymn. This is 121 in your great hymnal. And we will be singing verses 1, 2, and 4. This is We'll Build a Land.
Don't forget to hang around for the special meeting of the congregation. This is the 7th reminder. We need a quorum, and this is an incredibly important day, and your vote matters. So if you're a member of the congregation with standing, please remain for our meeting, which will begin shortly. But may you go in peace. May you hold fast to that which is good. May you return to no person evil for evil, but may you strengthen the faint of heart, support the weak, help the afflicted, and honor all beings. May you go forth into this day and be blessed, and may you be blessings. Amen.